Hello everyone. Today our topic is linked list. We can discuss about limitations of an array, linked list definition, types of linked list, single linked list, double linked list, and circular linked list, and with their examples and the performance analysis also. Now we are moving to the actual topic. Let's get started our video. And first we should know about the what is the limitations of an array. What is meant by array? Array is an homogeneous type of elements. Now we are moving to the what is the limitations of an array and why we are going with the linked list. First we should know about that thing. Mm, Limitations of an array is a static data structure and it's a linear data structure too, and we can implement the static data type. Here the elements can be stored at the continuous memory location. So size of an array is fixed and it is allocated in a continuous memory. And once the memory is allocated using an array, it can't be modified or resized in its space or in its value also. So now we can from this we can say that the space is wasted. For this point of view, we are going with the linked list because linked list is also a linear data structure. It contains the sequence of elements as an array, but we can place the elements in the mm, we can place the elements by placing the links to next element in the sequence. Each element in the linked list is called as node. Here the node format is formed. Node can be represented like this. Each and every node has the data part and link part. In data part, actual value of the node can be stored here, and we can store the address of the next node. Okay, now we are moving with the types of linked list. Types of linked list is single linked list, double linked list, and circular linked list. Here the simple difference between the single linked list, double linked list, we can navigate from forward. We can navigate in the forward direction, that is single linked list. The items can be navigated forward or backward is the double linked list, and in circular linked list the elements of the last can be have the address of the first one, so it forms a it makes a circle. Here we have the circularly single linked list and circularly double linked list. These are the types of linked list. Single linked list, when we go with single linked list, single linked list is also a sequence of elements as it is as we are said earlier in the linked list definition. It has the next element address too, and in every single linked list each element is the node, and node consists of the two fields, that is the link part and data part. Data part consists of the actual value that node holds, and link part is consist of the address of the next node address of the next node, and it stores that address too. In this way we are represent the single linked list. This is the example of the single linked list. Each and every linked list should consist of the head first. Head consists of the starting node of the linked list, and data item of the linked list, and next node address, and data item of the second node, and next node address, data item of the third node, and next node address, and so on. Finally, at the end of the list, we'll have the next address as null because it ends the list. In this way, we can represent the node. This is the logical representation of an linked list node. We can create the structure node. Further, we'll create an object. By using this reference, we can create the size of the list too. The each and every new node occupies the 4 bytes of memory here in single linked list. We have operations of the single linked list like insertion, deletion, and display, and finally we can traverse in the single linked list. Search operations also can perform over here. In single linked list, insertion operation can be of three ways. We can insert the element at the beginning of the list. We can insert at the specific position. We can insert of the end of the list. When we go with insert at the beginning of the list, algorithm is as like this. We can create the node with the given value. First starting we are creating the node, and we can allocate the data value in the node. Then we'll check whether the list is empty or not. If it is empty, new node links to the head, because empty list consists of the first starting node. Empty list doesn't have any nodes, then that node should be the first node. If the list is not empty, then we'll link the nodes to head, and header file, the address which consists in the which present in the head can be stored in the address field of that new node. Similarly, we can specify at the end of the list to header. Head consists of the list 10, 20, 30, 40, and so on to null. We are inserting the node at the end of the link here over here. Then we'll point out the null, we'll clear the null pointer over here and point out the address of the 50 node value 50, and we'll point the null to here. In this way we can insert the node at the last. If we have to insert at the specific location, and the list consists of 10, 20, 40, 50 and null and so on. Now we have created the node here, and we can check the whether node is empty or whether the list is empty or not. If list is empty, then that should be the first node. We can't insert at a specific location. If node is not empty, then we'll choose the specific location. Whatever the location, we need to place that node. Now we are inserting the 30 in the middle of 20 and 40. Now current location of the current address field, here the address field of the 40 is stored. Now we are placing the address field of 40 here, address field of 30 here, and placing the list is like this: 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Previous node address, in previous node the address of the new node, the current node address of the current node to new node. In this way we can place at the specific location too. In this way we can insert the nodes in the single linked list. We can insert at the beginning of the list. Whatever the insertion process it may be, we have to create the node first in first step. Next step we have to check whether the node is empty or not. If it is empty, we'll place that node with header. We'll place the address of the node in the head. If it is not empty, we'll place at the specific location, whatever it may be, at beginning or at ending or at specific location. We can display those values. Here also same condition, we'll check the list is empty or not. If it is empty, we'll print the empty. If it is not empty, we'll repeat the loop like this. We can repeat the loop and place it here. Deletion process. In deletion process also similarly as the insertion, will insert at the beginning specified point or at. Similarly in deletion operation also we can delete first node of the list or specific location of the list, specific node of the list, or at the end node of the list. First we have to check whether it is empty or not. If it is empty, we can't delete the anything. If it is not empty, then only we can delete the deleted specific location. If it is not empty, we will check the link. We will place the address of the next node, whatever the node, A node. Let us consider this is the A, B, C, D, E. Then we have placed the head. We have placed the address location of A node in the head, B node in the A node. Now we are removing the A node. Then the address location of the 20 B node can be stored in the head, and address location of the 10 is deleted. Similarly, the address location of the 20 can be deleted over here. We'll delete the overall links from previous node and the current node and next node. We'll delete the whole node. By deleting the whole node, the value can be deleted. And at the end of the list also we'll do the same thing. We'll follow the same thing. We'll place the null pointer over here. If we have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 and null is the linked list. We have considered this linked list. Now we are removing the 50 node. We have selected the node 50 to remove. Now we are removing the address location of the 50 and placing the null pointer in the 40. Then it's get done with the deletion operation. If at a specific location, first we'll check the whether node is empty or not. If it is empty, we'll print the empty. Node is list is empty. After that, we'll check. If it is not empty, we'll move to the specific location. We'll ask the client. We'll ask the programmer. Programmer will give the which location need to remove. Then that specified and selected node can be. We have to select here, and then the link address of this node can be deleted, and link address of here next node is placed over here. Then the overall selected node is deleted. Next we are moving to the double linked list. Double linked list is also a sequence of elements in which every element has the links to the previous element and the next element in the sequence. The node can be shown like this. Data part is in the middle. First link address points to the previous node. Second link address points to the next node. In double linked list, every node has the link to the previous node and the next node. So we can traverse from in forward direction or in backward direction. And each and every node is in a double linked list contains of the 3 fields. That is as shown here. Consider an example. This is the simple representation without any values and anything. Always list consists of the head. Head points to the first node address, and previous node address will be null over here and points to the value. Here we will place some value, some data over here, data part, and next address, next node address link, and this points to the previous node address link. So we are pointing arrows forward direction and backward direction. Similarly, the last node consists of the address null. In this way, double linked list can be represented. Here also we'll create the node and we'll create the previous pointer and the next pointer And new node consists of always the previous pointer, data part and next part, three parts. And here the node occupies the 6 bytes of memory. When we go with single linked list, the 4 bytes of memory is occupied by the node over there, because we are placing data part and the next link address. We are not placing the previous link address. This is the major difference between the single linked list and the double linked list. When we go with the operations of the double linked list, in a double linked list we can perform the operations like insertion, deletion, display, traverse, similarly as we go with the single linked list. Here also we can insert at the beginning of the list, we can insert at the specific location, we can insert at the end of the list, or we can delete at the beginning of the list, we can delete at the specified point, we can delete at the end of the list. If we want to delete a list, first we have to create, if we want to insert at the beginning of the list, first we should need to create a new node and data value. We have to place the data value, but the previous and next link addresses are null. Further step will be like this. We'll check the whether the list is empty or not. If it is empty, we'll point this created node as the first node and beginning node of the list. If it is not empty, we have to place the previous node address over here and points the head to over here, and this address location is null. In this way we can next inserting at the end of the list. By inserting at the end of the list, we can create the new node with the given value. We are creating the new node and we are checking whether the list is empty or not. If it is empty, we'll place that node as the first starting node. If it is not empty, then we'll place at the end of the node. We can insert the specific position of the list. If we want to insert the node at the specific point of the list, we'll do list is as follows: 10, 20, 40, 50. Now we are placing the 20th link address over here in the new node and print 20th 30th new node address in the 20th address next pointer. And now we are moving to this address as the next address of this node and this address as the previous address of current node. In this way we can store the elements in the list. We can display the elements at the list. First thing we have to check the whether it is empty or not. If it is empty, we'll place the list is empty. If it is not empty, we'll repeat the loop and we'll place all the elements in the list. Now we are deleting the element at the beginning of the list. If we want to delete the beginning of the list element at the beginning of the list, we have to check whether list is empty or not. If it is empty, then display the linked list is empty, and we'll check the third step. If it is not empty, we'll select that node structure node, then we'll delete the address of the next location. We are deleting the only first location, first node in the list. Then we'll delete the, we'll see over here, we'll delete the next link only. This previous address, this next link address can be stored in the head file. This all the links can be deleted and delete the overall element. Similarly, at the end of the field also we'll do the same thing. We'll check whether the list is empty or not. If it is empty, then display the linked list is empty. If it is not empty, we'll select the specific location, that is end of the list, and we'll cut the will delete the address of that last node in the previous node and will point to the previous node with null pointer. Then that node, previous node, is the last node of that list. Now it's, if we delete this at the specific location, we have to check whether the list is empty or not. If it is empty, we'll display the list is empty. If it is not empty, we'll repeat the loop and we'll select the node in the list and we'll delete that node by using swapping method too, and we'll delete the overall node addresses and then we'll delete the element. Circular linked list. Circular linked list divided into two categories: circularly single linked list and circularly double linked list. In single linked list, the sequence of elements in every element has the link to its next element. In the sequence of the last element has the link to the first element, first data item address. Here also we'll check whether the list is empty or not. If it is empty, then only. If it is not empty, then only we will insert the things or we can delete the things. Circularly double linked list. In circularly double linked list, the next points to the last node. First node is points to the last node and last node next address will points to the first node over here. The next pointer of the last node points to the first node and previous points to the this node. In both directions we can move over here and forms the circle too. Applications of the linked list. Linked lists are used in the different application areas such as the Spark matrix manipulation, polynomial representation, stack implementation and queue implementation. And we can implement the stack and queue by using arrays and the linked list. By using arrays, we can implement the static way. By using linked list, we can place the stack and queue in a dynamic way, can represent them in a dynamic way. We will clearly explain those concepts in next videos. And when we go with the Spark matrix is a matrix which contains the very few non-zero elements, because the array representation will be like this: 160000405. This way of matrix is called the Spark matrix. And in representation, we will consider only zero values along with their rows and columns, index values. In this representation, zeroth row stores the total number of rows and columns. Zeroth row consists of the number of rows and columns over here. For example, we can take like this. By using the linked list representation, we can store the column address, will have the row index, column index and row link and column link too. Here row index and column index stores the row number and column number. Row link and column link specifies the addresses of the row and column too. Here there will be a data part over here. In this way, all the nodes in a row and column are circularly linked with each other like this. This is the example for the Spark matrix using linked list representation. This is the circular linked list example. When we go with the polynomial representation, here there exist three parts: coefficient part, exponential part and the link address. Each structure consists of the three parts. One is coefficient part, coefficient, exponential, and the link consists of the address of the next field. This can be shown like this. int coefficient, int exponential, structure polynomial next. Thus the above polynomial may be represented like this. Head points to this point. This is coefficient part, this is exponential part, this is the link address part. Like this we can do. 4x cube plus 6x square plus 10x plus 6 can be represented like this. 4 is the coefficient, x cube be the exponential, that is link address. 6 x square 2, 10 x power 1 can be stored here. 6, there is no x, then x power 0 can be 1. So 6 into 1, 1, 6. So 6 can be stored here, 0 can be stored here. For addition of the two polynomials, we will read the exponent, coefficient and powers of the polynomial equation 1 and assign its elements to the linked list. Read the coefficients and the power of the two in another linked list. Sort the first polynomial powers in the order wise and compare the power of the nodes and will calculate the addition in a proper order. After sorting the second polynomial power order wise, we'll add those things. Polynomial multiplication also done in a similar way. Okay. We have done with the linked list in this video. We have done with the arrays in previous video. Now we'll make the differences between the array and the linked list in a specific areas. We'll define the array is a collection of elements having the same data type. But when we come with the linked list, it's an order of collection of elements which are connected by the links or pointers. Here in arrays there is no links and pointers, but in linked list there should be the links and pointers. We can access the array elements randomly also, but we can't access the linked list randomly. And in memory location it is a consecutive manner, but in memory location it consists of the previous address nodes and next address nodes too. In some of the list like double linked list, in single linked list there should be the next node address only. And insertion and deletion, we can insert only at the consecutive memory location, but here insertion and deletion are fast and easy. We can insert by placing the pointer at the next address. Memory location, it is a static memory location, but linked list is the dynamic memory location. Here there types of arrays are single, double dimensional, multi-dimensional, etc. When we go with linked list, singularly linked list, double linked list and circular linked list. Circularly linked list again categorized as the circularly single linked list and the circularly double linked list. Dependency, there is no dependencies in array because we won't put any links and there is no link part in the array. When we come with the linked list, there should be a it consists of the link part, so it depends on the previous elements. So here it is the dependent list, but this is not a dependent list, this is an independent list. Extra space, in arrays no pointers are used like the linked list, so no need of extra space in the memory for the pointers. But in linked list, the adjacency between the pointers are maintained using the pointer links. Pointers are the links, so that extra memory spaces is needed. In single linked list, there should be the memory space 4 bytes, but in double linked list, there is each node occupies the 6 bytes of memory too. This is the array representation. This is the linked list representation. Examples of an array and linked list. Advantages of the linked list. When we go with advantages of linked list, it is not the fixed size. It is a less expensive. and insertions and deletions can be easily done. We can it doesn't need a movement of the elements for the insertion and deletion. In here the space is not wasted, and we can go with the enough space according to our requirements, and it can be extended or reduced at any point of time. When we go with disadvantages of the linked list, it requires more space for the pointers, extra space for the pointers, and different amount of time is required to access the each element. It is not easy to sort the elements in the linked list. If we have to go to the particular element, then we have to go all through the elements to find out the things. Thank you. That's all for today's topic. This is the brief explanation of the linked list. We can see the some more example programs and some algorithms in different languages: C, C++, Java too. And Java consists of the inbuilt linked lists also. Thank you once again. In next video, I will provide the stack queues. Stack will explain about the stack, and in another video will explain about the queues with their applications too. Thank you once again for supporting me. Please subscribe my channel for further videos. Thank you once again. Thank you.